The clouds over the Fortnite Island churned like a boiling storm, violet currents twisting through the air as if something beneath the ground tugged on the sky itself. The island had seen invasions before. Aliens, cubes, chrome, pirates, smashers, mechs, gods, but nothing quite like this. For weeks, earthquakes rattled the map. Tremors shook tilted towers so badly the locals joked they'd rename it Tilted Again. Chunks of the landscape split open, exposing tunnels no one remembered being there. And the rumors began. Something living under the map. Something is digging. Something is listening. But only a few knew the truth. That something wasn't a monster. Wasn't a myth. Wasn't some new boss epic had coded into existence. It was a player. A legend. A name whispered by squads and feared by sweats. The Mole. Not a fox, not a rat, not even a human in a goofy skin. No, the Mole was a true tunnel runner, a creature of dirt, shadows, and absolute chaos, a warrior who never fought head-on. Instead, he vanished underground, striking only when victory was guaranteed. Some believed he was just a cracked builder with macros. Others said he actually dug beneath the map through glitches no one else could reproduce. But no one knew the truth. The Mole wasn't glitching through the map. He lived there. He had always lived there. And today, he was finally coming up. Far beneath the surface, the Mole's claws scraped against the stone walls of a tunnel. His senses tingled as vibrations rolled through the earth. Footsteps, gunshots, players sliding, sprinting, building. Battle everywhere. He sniffed the air. Gunpowder, loot, sweaty panic. Delicious. The Mole was built for chaos. His snout twitched as he detected something off. A new kind of rumble, something that didn't belong. Far from the usual player noise, far from the NPCs or the wildlife. This was larger, deeper, hungrier. The Ether Forge. A machine buried deep beneath the Fortnite Island. A device capable of reshaping terrain, warping zones, altering storms, and bending physics. No one knew it existed, except the Mole who guarded it. And now someone was trying to take it. He tunneled faster, claws tearing through dirt. Dust clouded behind him as he surged upward. The tremors grew stronger. Someone was digging toward him. Not natural digging, mechanical. Precise. Threatening. They found the forge, he thought, heart pounding with fury. The Mole burst from the ground like a furry, armored rocket, dirt exploding into the daylight. He emerged in Pleasant Park, startling two players mid-loot. One of them screamed IRL. You could hear it through their open mic. Bro, what is that? It's the Mole, run. Too late. The Mole dove back into the ground like a shark sliding into water, reappearing behind them with a legendary thunder shotgun in his claws. Boom. Boom. 2 eliminations. Clean, silent, swift. The way of the tunnels. But the Mole wasn't here for elims. He sniffed. Something metallic, hot, sharp. They're coming. Halfway across the map, the ground split open as a drilling mech erupted into the skies. Sleek black armor, chrome-tipped claws, and a glowing emblem painted on the cockpit. The Cleaners, a secret organization long thought extinct. They were the ones responsible for deleting poise from the island. Not the storm, not the lore. The Cleaners. When a location broke the balance of the island, or Epic needed something new for the next season, these guys carved it out and dumped it into the abyss. And now their target was the Mole's domain. If the Cleaners seized the Ether Forge, they could reshape the island permanently, turning tunnels into traps, cliffs into pits, and the entire map into a sterile, boring wasteland. The Mole growled. Not on his watch. He dove underground and bolted toward the drilling mech, claws slicing through stone, dirt vibrating with each stride. Every step closer made the air hotter. They were activating the forge. Light burst through the tunnel ahead as the mole exploded out of the ground beneath the mech. He landed on the metal hull and tore through the plating with his claws. Inside, the cleaners panicked. "He's on the roof." "That's impossible, he can't." "Use the spray BOTTLES." A squad of 4 players leaned out with giant cleaner-branded chemical sprayers, firing streams of bright blue cleaning foam. Foam that wiped builds instantly. Foam that ate through structures. Foam that disintegrated the earth. The mole snarled as a jet of foam grazed his arm, burning his fur. He leapt back underground as the foam melted the dirt around him. This wasn't normal cleaner tech. They had upgraded. They had come prepared. They had come for him. Above, the mech legs slammed into the ground, pounding, shaking, firing seismic pulses through the tunnels. The mole dodged left, right, leaping between falling stones. He couldn't outrun the mech. He would have to outsmart it. The mole clawed through the soil and burst into shifty shafts, his ancestral home of tunnels. The twisting mineshafts echoed with the rumble of the mech approaching overhead. Perfect. This was his territory, his battlefield, his domain. He tapped a switch embedded in his gauntlet, activating dozens of tunnel traps he'd planted over the years. Wooden supports collapsed, redirecting dirt through carefully shaped slopes. A tidal wave of mud surged through the mine. The mech stomped above, and its weight triggered the collapse. The ground fell out beneath it, and the enormous drilling machine dropped into the caverns, landing with a metallic crash that shook the entire mountain. The mole climbed onto a high ledge and glared down at the trapped mech. "End of the tunnel, boys." He leapt. The cavern shook with the metal groan of the trapped drilling mech, wedged sideways between ancient shifty mineshaft beams. Steam hissed from its vents. Sparks spit from its control panels. The cleaners inside barked muffled orders through static-smeared comms. The mole crouched on the ledge above, claws twitching with anticipation. He could feel the forge's pulse in the stone like a heartbeat buried in the bones of the island. Faster now, hotter, more unstable. They had already activated it. He didn't have time. He leapt from the ledge and crashed onto the mech's side, claws biting into steel. The impact rattled the cockpit. Inside, silhouettes scrambled in panic. He's back, he's on the hull. How? He fell into the shaft. He lives in SHAFTS, idiot. The mole ripped free an access panel and squeezed through the exposed gap. A tight fit, but dirt dwellers never feared the squeeze. He dropped into a narrow maintenance corridor inside the mech, lit by flickering neon strips and vibrating with the engine's dying hum. Oil dripped from torn pipes overhead. Alarms wailed through the metal interior. Perfect. He sniffed the air, tracking the cleaners by scent alone, sterile, chemical. Like lemon disinfectant mixed with panic sweat. Down the hall, left turn, 2 floors up. They were fleeing toward the command deck. The mole sprinted forward on all fours, claws clattering against the steel floor. A cleaner officer rounded the corner. Saw him, screamed, and immediately unloaded a burst from a mythic-suppressed AR. The bullets pinged off the steel walls as the mole shot toward him, diving into the floor grating and tunneling beneath it, metal buckling as he forced his body through. He burst up under the officer like a horror movie jump scare. One swipe. One elimination. Loot exploded outward, raining down the corridor. No time to grab it. He moved deeper. The mole reached the inner hatch and slammed his claws into the keypad. Sparks flew as he ripped the panel free. The doors parted with a hiss, and the heat that blasted out scorched his fur. The mech's core chamber glowed neon blue. Cables snaked everywhere. And at the center, a floating hologram of the Ether Forge. The giant construct pulsed like a living heart, an artifact older than the island itself. The hologram flickered through the map layers: grass, sand, chrome, snow, reality stitched over reality. Every biome, every past version of the island. The cleaners had accessed it. A voice echoed through the chamber, distorted by the mech's damage. Operation Deep Clean now entering Stage 3. Island formatting sector engaged. Target biome everything. The mole growled. He understood. They weren't just wiping a poi. They wanted a total season reset. A wipe of the map. A reboot to Fortnite Island version 0. No more tunnels. No more chaos. No more mole. On an upper platform, 3 cleaners worked frantically at consoles, typing commands into glowing screens. They wore chrome and white armor with a symbol shaped like a mop over a planet. Stabilize the forge interface. Redirect charge to surface coordinates. We need the island clean, pristine, sterile. The mole hissed. Not on his island. He charged. The first cleaner spun and sprayed a jet of corrosive foam. The mole slid under it, claws scraping sparks across the metal floor, then leapt upward and kicked him off the platform. The cleaner flew screaming into the holographic forge display, and was immediately vaporized into loot as he hit the generator beneath. The remaining 2 panicked. Lock the bridge, lock THE. It's too late, he's already on US. The mole was already airborne. He slammed onto the bridge console, crushing the screen and sending sparks across the chamber. The platform tilted dangerously. Alarms screamed in 3 languages. One cleaner tried to run. The mole grabbed his leg, yanked him back, and tossed him across the railing like a bag of trash. The last cleaner backed into the corner, hands trembling as he aimed a sidearm. Why, you're a myth, a glitch, oh, a bug. The mole leaned forward, voice rumbling low. I'm patch notes you'll never fix. He lunged. A final burst of loot scattered across the glowing floor. The room quieted. Steam hissed from broken pipes. The hologram flickered. The mole approached the central display, its projection crackling with unstable light. Lines of code scrolled across it. Island format, 82%. Target, Season 0 template. User access, Director SCRUBWLL. Override locked. Scrubwell, the cleaner's elusive leader. The mole slammed his fist into the console, but the hologram refused to shut down. The forge was already too deep into activation, and only one person could stop it. Scrubwell himself. The mole growled, stepping back, scanning the collapsing mech interior. Then a tremor rolled through the chamber. A roar from the island's core. Above, the ceiling cracked. A shockwave of blue energy ripped through the room. The forge pulsed, stronger, louder, angry. The island was reformatting. Vast. If the mole didn't stop Scrubwell soon, everything, tunnels, hills, poise, the sky itself, would collapse into a bland, empty map reset. He had to reach the surface. He had to find Scrubwell. He had to shut the forge down. Now, the mole dug his claws into the floor, ripped open a metal panel, and dove into the earth as the entire mech exploded behind him, engulfed in a blinding storm of blue. The mole tunneled upward, tearing through layers of dirt, stone, and old forgotten build pieces buried from past tournaments. Shards of metal and broken brick rained behind him as he clawed through the collapsing shafts. Above, the island roared. Blue lightning forked across the sky, violent, jagged, unnatural. The storm clouds weren't circling. They were spiraling upward like a vortex, sucked toward the glowing pulse at the map's center. The Ether Forge was overclocking. If it reached critical output, the island wouldn't just reset, it would wipe itself clean. A total reboot, an empty void waiting for code to reshape it. The mole burst from the ground and landed in Loot Lake Basin, now cracked and steaming with pulses of blue energy. Temporal distortions floated above the water, flickering like ghostly clips of the island's past. Tilted towers. The Chapter 2 map. The 0 point event. Even the OG Spawn Island flashed for a second. Time itself was glitching. And standing at the center of the chaos, Director Scrubwell. He was tall, wrapped in a chrome-white exosuit polished to a sterile shine. A neon mop emblem glowed on the chest plate. Vents on his back hissed out disinfectant mist that dissolved pebbles on contact. His helmet snapped open with a hiss, revealing a sharp-featured man with silver hair slicked perfectly back. Not a speck of dirt on him, not a hair out of place. He smiled. Well, the tunneling pest emerges. The mole growled, fur bristling. Scrubwell. Indeed, the director said, brushing imaginary dust from his shoulder. The island is filthy, riddled with chaotic structures, dreadful players who build to the sky and tunnels. His nose wrinkled in disgust. Your tunnels. The mole's claws dug into the cracked ground. You don't get to take my home. Scrubwell chuckled softly. I already have. He raised one gauntleted hand, and the ground detonated beneath the mole, launching him backward through a collapsing boulder. He skidded to a stop, dirt flying everywhere as he shook it off. Scrubwell's exosuit thrummed with power. Meet the clean suit V4, he said proudly. Anti-dirt plating, storm-stabilizing servos, and my favorite feature. He tapped a switch. The exosuit's claws elongated into three-pronged metal talons, humming with cleansing plasma. Mole-proof. Scrubwell lunged with terrifying speed. The mole dove into the earth, but the moment he touched the soil, SHRRRRRIP. Pain shot up his arm. He rolled out of the ground with a snarl, clutching burned fur. The dirt behind him had dissolved into dust. Scrubwell's laughter echoed across the ravine. Oh, did I forget to mention? The ground within 20 meters of me is sterilized. No tunnels, no hiding, no burrowing. He raised his talons. Face me properly, rodent. The mole roared and charged. Claw met talon in an explosion of sparks. The mole swiped low, Scrubwell countered high. The villain moved with unnerving elegance, precise, sharp, each strike aimed to maim or kill. The mole ducked beneath a plasma slash and tackled Scrubwell into a shattered rock pillar. The impact shook dust loose, showering them both. Scrubwell screeched. Dust on my suit, how dare. The mole uppercut him hard enough to crack the chest plate. The director flew backward, skidding across the ground like a glitching prop. But his suit wasn't done. Chrome plates realigned, repairing themselves. Self-cleaning nanotech, Scrubwell hissed. You can't win. The mole snarled. Watch me. Blue lightning struck the lake, sending shockwaves rippling outward. Time distortions exploded like fireworks. Scrubwell glanced upward, smiling coldly. The forge is nearly complete. The island will be wiped clean, polished into a perfect blank slate. No tunnels, no clutter, no mole. He pointed his talons. You are obsolete. The mole cracked his neck. You talk too much. He grabbed a chunk of broken stone and hurled it like a fastball. Scrubwell sliced it in half with a clean sweep, but that was the distraction. The mole had already sprinted behind him. He slammed both claws into Scrubwell's back. But the exosuit emitted a pulse of shock energy that blasted the mole away like he'd been hit by a shockwave grenade. He slammed into a tree so hard the trunk splintered. Scrubwell laughed. Pathetic. The mole staggered back to his feet, panting. His side burned from the shockwave. The sterilized earth around Scrubwell made tunneling impossible. He couldn't dodge forever. He couldn't tank those hits. He couldn't reach the forge in time. Unless he spotted one of the time distortions hovering over the lake. A portal flickering with old map textures. A glitched-out memory of tunnels from Chapter 1's dusty divot. Soft dirt. Loose stone. Diggable. The mole smiled. Scrubwell noticed the glance. Oh no, you don't. Too late. The mole sprinted, claws digging into the cracked ground. Scrubwell fired a beam, missed by inches. The mole leapt into the flickering distortion and vanished into the past. Scrubwell screeched in rage, slashing the air. Coward, you can't run forever. The distortion collapsed into blue sparks. Silence. Then faintly, from somewhere deep below the shifting timeline. A growl. A rumble. A tunneling roar. Scrubwell's smile faded. Oh no. The mole dropped through the time distortion like a stone falling through water, except the water was glitching, looping, and whispering old Fortnite sound effects. Chunk, chunk, chunk. Pickaxe sounds from another season echoed faintly as he fell. Then, thud, he hit soil. Soft soil, real soil, the kind he could dig through without burning his claws off. He stumbled forward, blinking as the distortion closed behind him. The world here flickered like an unfinished render, textures popping, colors swapping randomly between biomes. He was in a fractured memory of dusty divot tunnels, half transparent and half solid. Good enough. The mole cracked his knuckles. Time to dig. He tore into the ground like a drill made of rage. The soil shifted around him, warped by the glitching timeline, but he forced through it anyway, tunneling in zigzags, diving between flashes of past events. A glimpse of himself from years ago, popping out of a bush. A falling meteor frozen midair. A clip of an old player emoting in the wrong spot. Time was shredded. Yet every tunnel he dug carved a new path outside Scrubwell's sterilized zone. Ahead he sensed the present again, the real island. Scrubwell. The forge's pulse. Reality glitching. He punched through the final layer of dirt like breaking a wall, and erupted into the main island once more. But it wasn't the same. The sky had split into spirals of blue and white. The storm twisted sideways, forming swirling tunnels of lightning like giant electrical worms boring through the air. Chunks of the map hovered midair, flickering between biomes. 1 second, Loot Lake. Next second, a chunk of Polar Peak. Then, a floating ship from Chapter 2. Reality was losing its grip. Scrubwell stood at the epicenter, exosuit glowing brighter than before. His talons hummed with gathered energy. He saw the mole emerge and snarled. You impossible vermin. The mole cracked his neck. You sterilized the dirt. Not time. Scrubwell raised his arms. Then I'll sterilize everything. He tapped his wrist. The exosuit whirred and deployed a massive device from its back. It unfolded like a mechanical flower into a glowing, spinning vortex of white-blue light. The Storm Cleanser, a weapon designed to wipe the storm, and everything inside it. The mole's eyes widened. If Scrubwell fired that thing, the entire map would be vacuumed clean like a dusty rug. Scrubwell aimed the cleanser downward. Goodbye, mole. The device began to charge, but the ground beneath the mole rumbled. And then, 3 figures burst from the tunnels behind him. Peely, in a huge, goofy miner helmet. Sludge Jonesy, dripping like a heroic slime waterfall. And the renegade I.O. tunneler, covered in drill dust. Peely waved a pickaxe. Bananana. Sludge Jonesy pointed dramatically. We dig AT Dawn. The I.O. tunneler cracked his knuckles. Let's take out the trash. The mole smiled. Backup had arrived. Scrubwell laughed hysterically at the squad approaching. This is your army, a fruit, a puddle, and an outlawed intern. Peely's helmet lamp flicked on. Banana, INT and a sci-fi yes. The final battle began instantly. Scrubwell fired a beam from the clean suit. Peely, screaming, deflected it with his pickaxe, which caught on fire. Sludge Jonesy morphed into a giant slime bubble and absorbed a shockwave, slingshotting it back so hard Scrubwell had to brace. The I.O. tunneler revved up a prototype drill gauntlet. For the underground. He punched the ground, sending tremors towards Scrubwell. The mole dove forward, using the distortion tunnels to warp behind the director. Claws out. Heart pounding. Eyes locked. Scrubwell spun with perfect timing and elbowed the mole in the jaw, sending him skidding across a floating shard of terrain. You can't beat me, the director snarled. I was designed to delete you. The mole wiped dirt from his mouth. Then they should have patched me years ago. He charged. Their clash shook the air. Sparks and dirt flew in all directions. Behind them, Peely's flaming pickaxe broke in half. Sludge Jonesy got yeeted into a tree, so hard the tree apologized. The I.O. tunneler's drill overheated and exploded in a sad little pop. The mole realized something with dread. They were losing. Scrubwell's clean suit pulsed stronger with every second the forge ran. He grew faster, stronger, harder to hit. His talons slashed across the mole's chest, burning fur and skin. The mole stumbled. Scrubwell grabbed him by the throat, lifting him. You're a stain on the island, mole. I'm the bleach. He began squeezing. Darkness crept into the mole's vision. I don't clean. Scrubwell raised him like a trophy. I dig. The mole slammed his claws into the distorted ground beside them. Time-warped dirt exploded upward, dragging both of them into a collapsing tunnel of glitching reality. The world pixelated into streaks of blue and white as the mole and Scrubwell spiraled through the time tunnel. Memories of Fortnite seasons warped around them. Meteor showers. Kevin the Cube. Galactus looming in the darkness. The OG battle bus. 1,000 lost poise spinning in the void. They smashed through a memory of Lucky Landing. Crashed through a ghost of Paradise Palms. Tumbled into a glowing chamber of shifting code. The Ether Forge core. A massive mechanical heart of blinding light and pixel smoke. Platforms floated like stepping stones. The air hummed like 1,000 servers overheating. Scrubwell slammed into a platform, denting it. The mole landed hard, wheezing. Scrubwell stood, armor repairing itself effortlessly. You brought us into the core, mole. Fatal mistake. He pointed at the swirling energy above. Here I am in control. He stomped his foot. The forge pulsed, and platforms rearranged themselves in his favor. Giant chrome constructs appeared. Walls, ramps, towers. Scrubwell grinned. Creative mode activated. He sprouted chrome wings and launched toward the mole like a missile. The mole dodged, claws scraping sparks from the platform. Scrubwell fired energy bursts that carved holes through reality. The mole ducked behind a glitching rock. I can't outrun him. I can't outbuild him. I can't outpower him. Then he realized, but I can still dig. The mole plunged his claws into the very code of the forge floor. It felt electric, wrong, dangerous. He pushed deeper. Reality around him rippled. Scrubwell swooped down. What are you doing? The mole screamed, more animal than man, and ripped the code itself open. The platform shattered into pure white as the mole dove into raw, untextured data. Scrubwell followed, roaring. They fell into the core's root layer, a swirling mass of unformed terrain, half-baked hills, fragmented rivers, a tornado of floating polygons. Scrubwell landed with a thud. The mole rose from the data fog. I dig. Everywhere. They charged. The battle tore through the raw terrain of the island's foundation. Scrubwell slashed with talons of molten chrome. The mole struck with claws charged by the island's chaotic life force. They smashed through blocky mountain chunks. They tumbled over mid-rendered beaches. A half-loaded tilted tower's glitch loomed behind them. Scrubwell caught the mole with a brutal hit across the jaw, sending him into a floating slab of untextured terrain. He staggered up dizzy. Scrubwell raised the storm cleanser. This ends now. He fired. A massive white beam roared straight toward the mole. And hit nothing. The mole had vanished. Scrubwell spun. No, where are you? A rumble. Then, right beneath Scrubwell's feet, the mole exploded upward in a geyser of pure code, claws wreathed in pixel lightning. He slammed into Scrubwell with enough force to crack the storm cleanser in half. Scrubwell screamed as sparks erupted. The mole didn't stop. He clawed the clean suit's chest plate, tore it open, and ripped out the central stabilizer core. Scrubwell's eyes widened in horror. No, you don't understand. Without that, the forge will. The clean suit detonated in a burst of light, launching Scrubwell into the void. The mole dropped the cracked stabilizer as the entire forge core began collapsing. He had one chance. He jumped toward the swirling vortex. Claws out, heart pounding, energy surging, and slammed the stabilizer core into the base of the forge. A blinding shockwave roared outward. The mole screamed as reality tore and restitched itself around him. Then, silence, darkness, and a soft ding. The mole woke up on soft dirt. Warm soil, real soil. He blinked, adjusting to the sunlight. He was on the rebuilt island. Fresh, updated, but not wiped. Tunnels still ran beneath the ground. Biomes still shifted naturally. The forge had stabilized rather than reset. He stood slowly. Peely, Sludge Jonesy, and the I.O. tunneler were dancing around him. Peely threw a victory crown on his head. Banana hero. Sludge saluted. Storm safe again, brother. Up on a new cliff overlooking the island was a brand new poi. The Mol3 Hole. A massive burrow entrance surrounded by twisting tunnels, glowing lights, and an underground battle arena concept. Kids were already landing there. Banners showed a cartoon mole flexing. Loot spawns glittered like treasure. The island had honored him. The mole smiled softly. Then the ground beneath him vibrated. A faint, distant rumble. Something moving beneath the island. The mole's smile faded. Not on my watch. He cracked his claws, turned toward the tunnels, and dove into the earth, ready for the next threat. Because the island needed a guardian, a legend, a borrower, a mole. The mole. The mole expected quiet after the battle at Scrubspire, that calm, eerie kind that settles after the smoke clears. But instead, the air hummed. A low, vibrating resonance rolled across the landscape, like the island itself was humming a shaky, fearful lullaby. From the fractured remains of Scrubspire Tower, neon fragments floated upward, dancing in slow spirals around the remains of the battle arena. Each fragment contained a flicker, a memory, a sound, a distorted image of Scrubwell's last moments. P-33, LY poked a shard with the tip of his pickaxe. A mole, why does this look like a banana screaming? Because it is screaming, grumbled Bushranger, gently pushing P-33 LY away from the shard. These fragments are alive. The mole stepped forward, His claws glowed faintly as if the island recognized him, or perhaps warned him. Aura placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Something is coming, something deeper than Scrubwell, I can feel it. Suddenly, crack-o-o-o-im. A massive rift burst open in the sky above them, bright purple, swirling with streaks of blue lightning. The island trembled, bushes shook, the ground rumbled beneath their boots. Aura stumbled back. This isn't natural. Someone is forcing a rift open. A silhouette appeared inside the swirling vortex, slowly descending like a deity made of chrome and light. The mole narrowed his eyes. That is not one of ours. When the figure touched the ground, the island went silent. She stood tall, cloaked in shifting cosmic haze, her armor made of fractured chrome shards knitting themselves into place. Her face was hidden behind a smooth metallic mask. Her cape fluttered like digital cloth dissolving in the wind. "I am Riftweaver Saren," she said, voice echoing like three voices speaking at once. "I have come to reclaim what your battle has awoken." P33LY whispered. She sounds like she hasn't had a nap since Chapter 2. The mole stepped forward, claws ready. "What do you want?" Her masked face tilted. "I seek the Molodar, the power dormant inside you. Scrubwell tampered with it, but he was merely the beginning. You carry something ancient, something we've hunted for centuries." Aura gasped. "She's from outside the loop." Riftweaver Saren nodded. "And I have come to take what should never have been found." Her hand rose. The shards around them vibrated, and the mole felt his armor pulse. "Behind me," Mole growled to his team. Saren's mask glowed. "You cannot protect them. You are the anomaly. You are the reason this island will fall." With a flick of her wrist, WHOOM. A shockwave blasted out, sending P33LY tumbling, Bushranger crashing into a tree, and Aura skidding across the dirt. The mole alone remained standing, claws digging into the ground. Riftweaver Saren's mask pulsed again. "Show me the Molodar, or I will rip it from your bones." And then she charged. The mole barely dodged her first strike, the ground exploding with chrome spikes as Saren's fist slammed down. The island cried out, trees bending as her rift energy sliced across them. She moved like smoke, fast and impossible to track. Aura fired her rifle, but Saren simply opened a miniature rift in front of her. The bullets vanished through it and reappeared behind Aura, forcing her to roll out of the way. Bushranger tried to wrap her feet in living vines, but she stepped through a rift and appeared behind him. "Natural creations," Saren mused, "fragile." She flicked him aside like a leaf. The mole lunged at her. His claws crashed against her chrome armor, sparks flying. Saren slid backward from the impact but remained uninjured. "Interesting," she said. "You resist rift energy better than expected." The mole growled. "Because you're not the first cosmic maniac I've fought." Saren twisted her hand, and a rift blade formed, crackling with dimensions folded into a knife's edge. Their blades clashed. Mole's claws glowed with that mysterious golden-orange power, the Molodar energy. Saren's blade hissed and vibrated against them, reality splintering at the point of impact. Every strike rippled across the island. Mountains shook. Rifts opened and closed violently. Clouds spiraled overhead. Aura shouted over the chaos. "She's destabilizing the entire biome. Mole, she's trying to break the loop." Saren kicked the mole back and stabbed her hand into the ground. A massive chrome riftline tore open, snaking across the dirt like a glowing crack. "Come to me, Molodar," she commanded. The crack split open, revealing a subterranean cavern pulsing with molten orange light. It felt ancient, alive, like a heartbeat beneath the island. The mole's chest burned. Aura gasped. "Mole, that's where your power comes from." Saren floated above the crack. This island sits atop an ancient void beast. Its heart is the Molodar, and you are its chosen vessel. P33LY blinked. So is he special or like possessed? The mole panted, sweat dripping from his fur. Bit of both, I guess. Saren extended her hand toward him. The beast stirs. You have awakened it. You must bond with it fully or die as it consumes you. The mole stumbled. The light in the cavern pulsed in rhythm with his own heartbeat. Mole, Aura said softly, grabbing his arm. You don't have to go down there. He looked at her, eyes wavering, for the first time ever uncertain. But the cavern pulsed again. He forced a smile. Yes, I do. Without another word. The mole leapt into the glowing chasm. Aura screamed his name. Riftweaver Saren descended after him. And the canyon slammed shut behind them. The cavern was unlike anything the mole had ever seen. Massive tendrils of molten orange energy snaked across the walls like living roots. Strange glyphs pulsed along the stone floor. In the distance, he could hear a heartbeat, slow, heavy, and ancient. Thom, Thom, Thom. Saren landed gracefully behind him. This is where it sleeps, she whispered reverently. The Molodar, a primal guardian created when the first island was forged. Its power seeped into you long ago, but until now it remained dormant. The mole looked around. Then why are you after it? Saren's mask shifted slightly, like her expression behind it had darkened. Because my world was destroyed by a beast just like this one. If the Molodar awakens fully, this island will suffer the same fate. The mole exhaled. So you want to kill it? I want to contain it, she corrected. Within you, contained, it cannot destroy nor can it escape. The heartbeat quickened. The chamber brightened. A massive eye bigger than a battle bus opened in the darkness. The mole froze. Saren spread her arms. Behold the true form of your power. A deep, echoing voice filled the cavern. Molodar, child of claw and earth, we meet at last. The mole's fur bristled. I'm hearing things. Saren stepped back. It speaks to you alone. Your bond is forming. The molten tendrils reached toward the mole, slow, deliberate. Aura's distant voice echoed, faintly through the sealed stone above. Mole, can you hear me? Her voice faded as the tendrils wrapped around him. The entire cavern glowed. The heartbeat roared. The mole felt the essence of the beast pouring into him, memory and instinct merging with his own. He saw visions, ancient wars, primal guardians rising, riftweavers battling titans, and finally himself, standing atop the island, claws glowing like burning suns. Then a voice. To save them, you must become me. Saren shouted, Mole, resist it. If you merge completely, you'll lose your mind. But the voice continued. Become My vessel, or let the island perish. The mole trembled, torn between two destinies, the world shaking as the power surged within him. He screamed, and everything went white. Everything was white. The mole floated in a blinding void, his body weightless, his senses stretched and twisted. It felt like he was falling and rising at the same time. A deep voice rumbled beneath him. You are fractured, let us be one. He tried to speak, but the words came out like cracked echoes. I'm not letting you take over. You cannot protect this island alone. A surge of orange energy spiraled around him, wrapping his arms, his legs, his mind. He saw flashes of what he could become, massive, unstoppable, half mole, half beast. A living storm of claws and earth. But the power came with something else. A black shadow lurking inside it. A cost. He fought the tendrils pulling at his heart, resisting the urge to give in. His memories spiraled. Scrubwell, Riftweaver Saren, Aura, P-33LY Bushranger, the Mol3 Hole, his crew, his friends. The beast did not understand those things. "I'm not your puppet," he growled. The void cracked. Suddenly, darkness collapsed into form. The mole landed on a stone platform, gasping. Riftweaver Saren stood opposite him, breathing heavily, her mask flickering with glitches. "You resisted more than I expected," she said quietly. The cavern around them was shaking. Massive veins of orange light pulsed in the walls like arteries. Saren approached him carefully. "The Molodar's influence is growing. If you don't control it, it will consume you." The mole steadied himself. "Then teach me." She hesitated, surprised. "You want my help?" "Lady," he panted, claws still glowing faintly, "you tried to kill me 5 minutes ago, but you're the only person who knows how this thing works." Saren studied him. Then she nodded. "Very well, but if you lose control, I will end you." The mole smirked. "You can try." The beast's heartbeat thundered as the training began. Hours passed, or minutes, or days. Time moved strangely in the heart chamber. Rift energy swirled around the stone arena as Saren taught the mole how to channel the beast's essence without letting it swallow him. "Focus," Saren commanded. "Guide the power, do not let it guide you." The mole exhaled, claws sparking with molten orange. The cavern air rippled as waves of energy pulsed from him. But each attempt pushed him closer to losing himself. The beast whispered inside him, "Let me take your form." "Zip it," the mole growled. He struck a practice pillar, shattering it but not losing control this time. Saren nodded approvingly. "You're learning faster than expected." "That's because I left my fear back in Chapter 2. Saren tilted her head. "What is a chapter?" "Don't worry about it." But the calm shattered when a tremor ripped through the cavern. "Thom." Saren spun. No, this shouldn't be happening yet." "What is it?" Mol said. "The Molodar is accelerating. Something is waking it up from above." The walls cracked. Molten light spilled out, scorching the stone. The beast's voice trembled with rage. "The island is threatened." Saren stepped back. "The island's surface is destabilizing. We need to return now." The mole nodded, and the cavern ceiling exploded. Rifts tore open like wounds, and through them he saw the island's surface in chaos. Storm spirals spinning out of control. Time distortions ripping open. Loot lake boiling with blue light. And above it all, a massive chrome fortress forming in the sky. Saren's eyes widened. "No, that can't be. I sealed them away." "You sealed who?" A booming metallic voice echoed through the fractures. "RIFTWEAVERSCREN. We have come for our traitor." Saren froze. "They've found me." The mole grabbed her shoulder. "We go up now." Together, they leapt into the rift, launching themselves back to the surface. The mole and Saren landed on the island's surface, and the world had changed. A massive chrome citadel hovered above Loot Lake, held aloft by swirling rift pillars. It looked like a fortress forged from broken timelines and corrupted dimensions. P-33LY ran toward them, waving frantically. Mol, Saren, bad news, super bad, the worst, banana-level bad. Bushranger staggered behind him. "The Rift Dominion is here." The mole frowned. "Who?" Saren stepped forward, trembling slightly. "They are my people, or what's left of them. Rift Shapers who believe in absolute timeline cleansing. They purged entire worlds. I fled when I learned the truth." Aura approached, weapon drawn. "So they're here to finish what Scrubwell started." "No," Saren whispered. "They're here to erase this island entirely." A booming horn sounded from the fortress. A chrome-armored figure descended, 10 feet tall, wings made of fractured riftlight. His voice echoed like distant thunder. I am Archon Valor, High Commander of the Rift Dominion. This island is contaminated, its past chaotic, its future unacceptable. His visor focused on the mole. And the beast's vessel must be neutralized. The mole cracked his claws. Oh yeah, come try. Valor raised one massive arm. Chrome meteors rained from the sky. The island shook violently as trees shattered, boulders dissolved, and entire poise shifted places like glitching map tiles. Aura shouted, "They're rewriting the island." Valor spoke again. This world will be reset, erased, perfected, starting with you, Mole. The mole growled. Archon, you've made one big mistake. And what is that? Valor asked coldly. You pissed off the wrong mole. Then the battle began. Archon Valor charged like a meteor, wings slicing through the air. The mole countered, claws glowing with molten orange. Their collision shook the island, sending shockwaves across multiple biomes. Bushranger summoned roots that wrapped around Rift Dominion soldiers. P-33LY lobbed shock grenades like they were bananas. Aura fired precise blasts at the Citadel generators. Saren opened miniature rifts to shield the team. But the Dominion forces were endless. Chrome soldiers poured out of portals. Rift beasts clawed their way into reality. The map terrain glitched, shifting like puzzle pieces rearranging mid-fight. Mole, Aura yelled, we can't hold them. The mole unleashed a Molodar blast, vaporizing a line of Chrome troopers. But the beast power inside him surged. Let me out, let me feed. The mole staggered. Saren ran to him. You must resist. If you lose control, the Molodar will consume everything. He gritted his teeth, holding the beast back. But then Archon Valor slammed him with a wing blade, sending him crashing into the cracked remains of what used to be Loot Lake's factory. Valor approached, towering over him. You are strong, Mole, but strength is not enough. You carry a burden that will destroy you. The mole spat dirt. Not before I destroy you. Valor raised his sword. Goodbye, vessel. He swung, but a golden wall of energy blocked the strike. Saren stood between them, mask cracked, energy sparking. Over my dead body. Valor snarled, so be it. He lunged, and Serena teleported both herself and Valor upward into a spiraling rift vortex. They vanished. The mole staggered to his feet. SEREN. The sky rippled violently, chrome lightning tearing through the clouds. Aura grabbed his arm. We have to go now. The Dominion is pulling the island apart. The mole looked up at the ripping sky. Then I'm ending this. He turned toward the Citadel, toward the source of the island's unraveling, toward the final fight. The mole sprinted up the collapsing terrain as rift pillars fractured around him. The Molodar energy burned inside his veins, begging to be unleashed, but he stayed in control. For now, the Citadel loomed above, glowing, shifting, screaming with broken timelines. He leapt, claws digging into chrome platforms, climbing higher and higher as rift soldiers swarmed him. He blasted them aside with controlled bursts of orange fire. Below, the island cracked apart like a jigsaw puzzle tossed into a storm. P-33LY yelled up, Mole, don't die, I owe you V-Bucks. Aura shouted, we're with you. Bushranger added, finish this. The mole roared in response. He reached the Citadel's core chamber. Inside floated a massive crystalline engine pulsing with raw rift energy. A generator capable of wiping the island from existence. Standing before it, Archon Valor. His armor damaged, wings cracked, chrome leaking like liquid metal. Mole, he growled, you cannot stop destiny. The mole's claws ignited with the power of the Molodar. Watch me. Valor spread his wings. Then let us end this. They clashed in the center of the citadel. A mole infused with primal ancient power, against a cosmic archon wielding the force of collapsing dimensions. The battle was apocalyptic. Rift explosions shredded the walls. Molten blasts cut through chrome pillars. The citadel trembled violently from the force of their strikes. Finally, the mole gained the upper hand. He pinned Valor with both claws and unleashed a blast straight into his chest. Valor roared as fractures spread across his armor. "You fool, without us the Molodar will awaken. This island will fall." The mole growled. "That's why I'm here." He tore the rift generator free from its frame. The citadel started to collapse. Valor staggered toward him. "You cannot contain that power." The mole's eyes glowed molten orange. "I'm not containing it." He hurled the generator into the vortex and punched it with everything he had. Katiichoom. A burst of pure rift light flooded the citadel. Chrome dissolved. The fortress imploded. The sky ripped open in a blinding explosion. The mole fell, plummeting through swirling fragments toward the dying island below. And the Molodar whispered, "The end or the beginning." Then everything went dark.